What is going on, everybody? My name is Corey, and welcome back to another episode of the Manic Minds, episode two. Let's go, baby. Got the boys with us: Brandon, Sean, Cody. Obviously, we're all on Zoom today. Um, I just want to jump right in. I'm kind of excited about this one because I was telling Brandon and Sean beforehand that I did not have a a topic for this episode literally until I woke up this morning. And that topic is because of how I woke up. So last night I went to bed around, I don't know, I'd say 2 o'clock after the time change. Um, it was probably 2:30, and then I fell asleep. And before that, I was thinking about topics. I was like, what can we be talking about today? And I was on the topic of dreams, kind of in two ways. Like one, what are your dreams in life in general? And then two was actually dreaming. So I wanted to know if do you guys dream and do you remember the dreams? Because that's the biggest part. Some people don't even know they dream. And then some people, me on most occasions, I'll dream and then I'll just completely forget what I dreamed about the second I open my eyes.
Yeah, it's a good question because me being a avid weed smoker, it's weird to me when I'm consistently high, like if I get high before I go to bed, I won't even recall that I even had a dream. It's like I went to bed and woke up a second later. You know what I mean? That type of stuff. Like I couldn't remember a single detail out of that dream. But when I sober up and I'm starting to go a couple days without ingesting THC is what I would assume would be the thing causing it. My dreams get crazy. I'm getting woken up 3 times throughout the night just because of the dreams. And then my dream recall is crazy. I can always remember every detail. So for me, it's been depending on what I'm on.
And it's kind of funny you say that because like I'm the exact opposite. Like if I go to bed high, my dreams are vivid and I remember everything. Sober, it's kind of hit and miss. I used to keep a dream journal for that exact reason because they were just I probably have some good ideas for some stories in there.
I was
Now,
gonna say I would love to read somebody's dream journal because when you wake up and try to write down a dream, which is the whole premise of my topic, they make no sense because you're trying to recall and then you forget some halfway through. like,
You're just trying to fill in the blanks there.
yeah.
Sean, I do have a question, and you don't have to answer it if you don't want to. I'm curious because when you say sober, what drug or alcohol?
Weed.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I was just like, I don't dabble in anything else, not even really drink. So I was curious. Okay.
Yeah.
That is
I don't.
that is
Yeah, I
very,
don't.
very
I don't
weird.
really drink. I usually edibles.
Okay. Yeah, that may be why. Because edibles, when you ingest them, your
The
body
process
converts it
vibration.
into a hydroxy 7 or something like that, and it's a psychotrope, a psychedelic. So yeah, that does make a lot of sense in your aspect, Sean. Where mine is most of bud. Like so
Mhm.
it's your body's not breaking it down the same way. Very interesting. I already like this topic.
Mhm.
About you, Brandon, you dream? You remember dreams?
Um, I don't I don't really remember my dreams too much. Again, I mean I wake up a couple hours like a couple times throughout the night. I think today and maybe like one time last week is the first time in months I've had like straight I slept through the other night. Like I might have woken up unconscious, like I guess um like
Woke up dead.
unconscious, but like no, I mean, I guess without knowing it, and then fucking passing right back out. Um, but or I guess unaware, right? Most of the time, my dreams are about past experiences, or they play a pivotal role in, I guess, the creation of that dream. So, like, if I played basketball with some of the Lithuanian soldiers, like we got our ass whooped. Sometimes I'll have a dream about it. Or
But
something fucking weird.
but is it ever just like straight up you playing basketball in a dream, or like you're like surrounded by dolphins, like as you're looking out of the off of the court, cage, fence? It was the right word.
Okay, so I remember, especially this morning. I don't know why. It's because obviously we bought the house. For some reason, the landscape is totally different, right? So like, even though I own, an acre and a half of land, fucking nobody's on that side. But apparently in this dream, it was open. There, it's still separated. There was a person literally like that lived on that other side, and they were like, you can't do this, you can't do this. And then like we were talking about military stuff because I just moved into the house. And then for some reason, this is fucking stupid, but like we're just walking down this path, and then this dude has some big burly sideburns, and then they get caught on something, and then he has to like rip them out, and then I woke up. I swear to God, that was like I was like, we were walking to the mailbox for some reason, like, this is your guys' mailbox and you don't ever go touch it. And then whispers just like in this fucking thing. And
Excuse me, sir, can you get your mail or get your sideburns out of my barbed wire?
Right, like it was just like it was like a piece of like sheet metal that just like it just got caught, and he's like, like, he's an old crusty dude too. So,
you just imagine it's like getting your belt loop caught on a drawer. You're like, oh, oh, got me.
Or like when you're, especially like with some of the door handles. No, I guess I maybe have one in the house that does it. The garage, fucking, it'll hook on my belt loop, and then I just get slammed with the door. or it fucking just comes back and hits me in the face. And I'm just like, what the hell is going on? This is some Final Destination shit.
Yeah, there's nothing more embarrassing that you can do in life than get caught on a drawer handle.
You never wanted to rip a drawer out of the hole. You never wanted to rip the counter off of the wall.
Yeah, or if you get caught on it more than once a day, you're breaking that thing with a sledgehammer.
Or so I was in a high school doing a table setup, and I'm walking up the stairs, straight eat shit. I'm just laying on this like the fucking, what is it? I want to say patio, but like the landing. There it is. And I'm just laying there, just like everybody just like, what are you doing? I was like, shut up. I just straight biffed it. Bitch, fucking clawing me. God damn.
No, I want to go back to the dreams a bit.
Yeah.
Obviously, I had a dream last night that I if we could turn this into a story, it would be awesome. But I don't know how I would. So I had a dream, and immediately when I woke up, I knew it was one that about every 3 weeks, the same dream I'll have. Do you guys have reoccurring dreams, like literally the same dream?
Sometimes, but well, no, not necessarily, because something is always different. Like the subject would still be the same, but there's always going to be some details that are different.
What about you, Sean? You have reoccurring dreams?
Oh yeah, I get every now and again. I'll get. It's usually like one weird one. I'll get repeatedly, and then it'll go away for a while and come back like a year later.
Oh, see, mine aren't even that far apart. Like I said, about every 3 weeks, I'll have this dream.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like it'll be like every like week or so, and then like it'll go away for a while, and then
it stops for like a year.
Again.
It's like a serial killer.
Like a spree killer.
Yeah.
All right. Have you guys had a nightmare or crazy dream? Because I don't consider them all nightmares. You're facing something in your head wants you to face something in the real life. So I don't consider them a nightmare. Oh, but yeah. It's where like you wake up and it's one of those wake ups where you're like, whoa, that felt so real. And then you like you tell yourself, you're like, I don't want to go back there. And then the moment you fall asleep, boom, you're right back there.
I don't know
And
if
it
I've
seems
ever
like it's
been.
like,
Yeah, I
go
don't know
ahead.
if I've ever been back there.
Oh,
But
I used to do it all the time when I was sober.
the
Like I'd be like, please
reason
don't take me back there. Boom, I'm back there. Like
the reason that I'm not afraid of many things like horror movie wise, but Jason, like Freddy versus Jason,
Terrifying.
is me having a dream of him is why I'm terrified of him. Because I remember having a nightmare of him. He's chasing me. He catches me, obviously, because it's like your legs are Gumby. You're trying to run in a dream.
I'm a gummy bear, gummy bear.
But he catches me and he runs his machete down my spine. And like I'm a big dude, like you can't even see my spine, but in my dream he hits like every bone, so it's like tick, 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 tick. But I can feel like the scratching.
Like a string of firecrackers.
Yeah. But I can feel like the scratching and I wake up and it looks like I'm being exercised by a priest. Like I'm arched back because of the machete I'm trying to get away from. Like in real life, I'm off of my bed just trying to get away.
Go lay down. So I fell asleep on the couch just a couple days last week, something like that. I can't remember what day it actually was. Carrie comes down the stairs and I woke up and I had finger guns at her.
Freeze.
Like,
That'd be too incredible not to keep doing. I'd want to wake up like that every time.
like I wasn't even laying on the couch. I was just sitting there and I was just passed. I was kind of in that mid state before I'd actually fall asleep. Like I could still hear the TV and stuff.
Tell us
But-
you're in your 30s without telling us you're in your 30s. Okay.
I ain't in my 30s yet. But yeah, Norm, I don't really consider nightmares. I'm actually intrigued by dreams.
Yeah.
I ain't scared of no dream pussy.
Yeah.
Dream pussy. That ain't no nightmare.
Yeah. But sometimes you wake up and you're like, ooh, what the fuck? Like yeah.
All right, real fast. I have one for horror. If no one else has horror dreams, I want to stay on dreams, but go off of horror for a minute or nightmares. One fun fact: you can never ever within your dreams make up a face. Everybody or everything you see in a dream, you've already seen in real life.
At least parts of it.
Yes. Or your mind will fill in the blanks as we do in real life.
I like mix up parts from like one person's face to another's. And
Yeah, it might be a Frankenstein face, but you've seen those pieces of that face.
Which it kind of tails into this next one. The best, I don't want to say it's the best dream, but the dream I remember down to every little detail the most. It was a nightmare, but it wasn't a nightmare. Like I knew in the moment, I was like, man, dude, if he catches me, I could die in my dream. I don't think that translates to real life like some people do, but I realized while I was in the dream that I'm in a nightmare. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's, if you guys ever watched Rick and Morty, they have
theory.
Yes. Dude, it was my mind made a perfect mix of the real Freddy Krueger movies and Scary Terry. So it was like the real Freddy running around looking for me, but he'd always pop up and be like, "Where are you, bitch?" Like I'm like hiding in a trunk with it like peeked open, just watching him walk by, looking for me in trash cans and everything. And like I said, I knew I was dreaming. So while I'm in this trunk, I'm sitting here like, Nightmare on Elm Street and Rick and Morty? Like, what is going on?
You can run, but you can't hide, bitch.
Yeah, it was a comedy horror, like those movies Scary House. It was like one of those parody things in my brain, dude. It was, and I'll never forget that dream. So funny.
Yeah, that kind of dream mashup is exactly what I was talking about last night with my dream. So you all know Left 4 Dead, obviously, and the new like Back 4 Blood. So imagine like you're on the final boss about to beat the game, just fighting hordes of zombies all the way up to this big, I don't even know what you want to call it, this big warehouse where you know you're gonna fight your final boss. So I'm fighting my way towards there. I get in there, and then the cutscene, he comes rushing in, bursts through the big doors, kind of like what's his name, Mr. X,
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Resident Evil.
the big dude in the trench coat
Yep. Resident Evil 2.
from
Yep.
Resident Evil. Yeah, that's what I was kind of relating this to was Back for Blood and Resident Evil.
Hmm.
But at the end, it's like the final sequence. You got to do a bunch of weird stuff, always in a boss battle. So I have to blow up. I fight him for a little while. He's down. He's down on the one knee. Just waiting to get up. So I now have to blow up train tracks. I don't know where the train tracks came from that are just above water, but they're being held up by those concrete like T shapes, that hold up bridges. And I have to place like C4 or dynamite or something. In my dream, they were little firecrackers.
These little bad babies.
So I'm lighting them and sticking them as I'm being drugged by a train, and I'm just attaching them as quick as I can.
Sticking them in the butt crack of that bridge.
But somehow the train leaves, and I'm on the last pillar that I still have to light. And like I said, it's just above water. And I know that once this blows up, I have to jump up as high as I can, pencil dive in the water, and hold my breath for as long as I can so the debris clears and, all the fire and smoke and stuff just clear from the water so I can go back up and resurface. I woke up this morning holding my breath because my dream told me I had to.
Mm. So, okay. Do you guys think that dreams correlate to, I guess, probably ideas for video games, movies, that type of stuff?
Text me.
Absolutely.
What?
I mean, dreams are just a manifestation of what your brain wants you to feel or see. Like if you have an external problem in your real life, it'll somehow translate into your dreams because that's what your mind has been preoccupied with. I think it's like that, but
Okay.
I mean, so yeah, you could easily get a ton of ideas from dreams and everything, I'm sure.
I think that's why reading somebody's dream journal would be awesome. Because first of all, they'd be all over the place. Even if you could understand them, like they would just be crazy. Like one day, it's literally like real life. Like one day you'd have a nightmare, so it'd be a horror story. Next, 2 weeks might be happy-go-lucky unicorns and stuff. Like it could be all over the place.
So, like, even with the modern medicine that we have, like we still know absolute dog shit about dreams. Like we know, like REM sleep and stuff like that, but like it's not very, we don't know that much. Like we know when
like
somebody
how it actually works.
Yeah, it's like what. I mean, yeah, we have obviously ideas of whatever your day to day manifests in some dreams or whatever you're preoccupied by or something like that. But like, I want to know. My thing is like, can we create like specific dreams? Like, be like, hey, I want somebody like my having nightmares all over or individuals, suffer from whatever, like PTSD, stuff like that. Be like, now this motherfucker needs like 6 months of like hardcore SpongeBob dreams, right? So like,
I don't know if you can specifically create dreams. I know you can persuade a dream.
Yeah, thank
Lucid
you.
dreaming.
Yes. It's the greatest thing ever. I used to try to actively lucid dream. I had a dream journal. I was trying to work on my dream recall.
That's why I did the dream journal
without sleeping. Deprivation tanks. Essentially, you cut off all other senses to your body, and then your mind just starts going crazy. Like I'm not crazy, but like
it wanders.
Yeah, it's like your
mind creates stuff.
Exactly. So I don't want to say you can create dreams, but you can for sure 100% influence them.
That's the word I was looking for. Influence.
Have you guys ever heard of what's called tethering, remote viewing? Sean mentioned it. It's very prevalent in lucid dreaming. Well, there was, I don't quote me on the years, and if I would have known this was a subject, I would have dug into it because I love this topic. The Soviet Union, this is based on Stranger Things. Stranger Things has it loosely based on facts. But the Soviet Union had a testing to where they would test remote viewing, and 50% of it was accurate. They actually said about 60, but I mean, when you get about 50, it's almost guesses. And all remote viewing is you're sleeping here, and then in the dream world, you go somewhere else in the world so you can remote view it. And his accuracy was about at 60%.
Basically, astral projection.
Yes. And that's what tethering is. You're projecting your astral plane outside of your physical body. And a lot of people say when they do this, because it is a real thing, you will see a tether linked from your physical self to your astral self. But the whole idea was, hey, if the Soviet Union can spy on America without America even being aware they're standing right next to them, info can be leaked. It could be a huge war game at that point. So the Soviet Union was testing it. Americans actually tested it as well. And ultimately it was shut down. But obviously the conspiracy theorists are like, oh yeah, this stuff is real. They just don't want you to know it's real. If you've ever lucid dreamed, it's almost, you want to believe it so bad because of how crazy your dreams are. And lucid dreaming isn't just having a very vivid dream. It's you being able to manipulate your dreams. Like I said, the first step to lucid dreaming is realizing you're in a dream. What happens 90% of the time when you say, when you look, you're like, oh, I'm dreaming.
You
start to wake up. Exactly. You practice that enough. You give yourself called reality checks, just like in Inception. You try to test, or even if you're asking yourself actively in your head, am I dreaming? Even when I know 100% I'm not dreaming, you'll get used to that. And then while you are dreaming, you'll ask yourself eventually, am I dreaming? And then after a while, you can start staying asleep while dreaming. There are certain drugs that help you do this. I'm not a drug professional, so don't look at me weird, but I did do triple C's for a second, for like a weekend. I will never touch them again. But it was the craziest dreams I've ever had. I was seeing colors and stuff with my eyes fully open. I would dream the moment I shut my eyes. And then me and Danny, you all know Danny, we were sharing dreams. That's where the things of remote viewing. How can people share dreams? But yeah, we were sharing dreams. It's crazy. It's one of the craziest things I've ever personally done.
No, I think that's being able to tell yourself you're dreaming is easier when you do have those reoccurring dreams because you know what's going to happen. Like last night, I was like, man, I've had this dream before. As soon as it started, I was like, I've been here. I've had this dream. I know what I'm going to do, how I'm going to get up to this warehouse, and everything happened the same way. So from that point, if I'd have been like, I'm dreaming right here, I know I'm dreaming, I would have probably started to wake up. But like I knew how it was going to end. But if you can manage to tell yourself you're sleeping, or if you can manage to tell yourself you're dreaming, and then stay asleep, that's where I think you can just really start to basically take control of the dream.
You can influence it for sure. One other thing on the triple C's, dude, I wasn't even asleep, and it's like if you weren't just seeing what your dream. I was feeling it. I was Transformers playing basketball 5-on-5, dude. It was craziest stuff I've ever felt.
Yo, that'd be a cool animated video.
That's what it did. The whole thing in my head looked like an anime. So I was like, okay, this drug is cool. And then like a day later, I was like, yep, never doing that again. Just because of how it messed with me a little bit mentally. But
see, like I would love to, even though I've never done anything like hard, like anything crazy. I wouldn't even say,
Oh, you're telling me ibuprofen isn't hard, dude? Come on.
So like I'm not saying like marijuana or whatever is like is hardcore. It's whatever. But I've always wanted to try something that makes me hallucinate. I think that's why I want to do ayahuasca.
Dude, I knew he was going to say ayahuasca, you Aaron Rodgers son of a bitch.
I was just about to bring up Aaron Rodgers, but I didn't know Brandon would know who he is.
In my head, I'm thinking like, bro, he's going to say ayahuasca.
or what is it? Doing ketamine therapy.
Yeah.
In just like an actual therapist office, but they just shoot you up with some ketamine and just go on some wild trips. Apparently, it's supposed to be very, very good for you. It also probably could be fucking terrible for you.
I was like, it can't. That's why it needs to be done with a doctor legally.
That's what everybody says about meth. It's good for you, man, as you're missing teeth.
It's made by scientists. How could it be bad?
You believe in science, right? Oh, God,
I say that making fun of it, knowing that I look like I've got meth mouth. So
yeah, that one little tooth is still hanging on. Hey,
but you're better than all them, Sean. You're not on meth. That's the thing.
So I don't have an excuse.
That's the make or break.
Yeah.
So I do have one more topic, and it's kind of staying on the topic of dreams. I just want to know. Hang on, I don't want to talk too loud. I just want to know if anybody has dreams. I'm not even talking about sleeping. I'm just talking about real life. Like, what dreams, what goals do you have, and then we'll go from there. So, I mean, obviously, you guys pretty much know mine. I'm back in school for sportscasting. So, obviously, I want to do something to do with sports. No matter, I haven't really decided what it is. Whether it's, like on TV with a segment, which I think would be sweet, or radio. I think radio would be pretty cool. But as long as I'm in sports, I think that would be pretty cool to do something that you finally enjoy doing after 15, was it 16 years of just working at a job.
Mm-hmm. Turn that into a career instead of just a job or just a hobby.
Yeah. So Cody's chewing. Sean, what do you got? What do you got? Any dreams you're trying to master? Or
the biggest thing I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get back into school for film, and I want to make a movie.
Well, I'm telling you right now, you've already been there. You were there before I was, which is pretty cool. Full Sail's great. I love it. I'm going back. I start May 1st. So I mean, if you're doing that, I keep talking to my kids because the other day they're like talking about creating video games, which I think is awesome. Guess who does it? The school I'm going to. Mm-hmm. And it's sweet to have that kind of school. I'm not going to school just to learn math and science. I'm going for something that I want to be learning.
Yeah.
And they do it.
It's a good thing. You get to choose which intelligence you want to harness. Because let's be honest, the scope of intelligence, like that saying, the more I know nothing.
Yeah.
Your intelligence circle is this, so people think they're smart. I know it all. And then you learn a little bit of something, and then the scope gets bigger, and then you're like, whoa.
I saw something the other day. It was like, the more you learn, the more you realize, the less you know.
Yeah, I think it was Socrates. I'm not exactly sure who said that.
It was one of those famous philosophers.
I love that, though. I literally want to get something like that all over my room. I have a bunch of great quotes that I would love to, almost every human can live their life by, because it's a basic foundation of what I would think being happy. Don't call yourself smart. You should be able to admit, yeah, I'm an idiot in the scope of things. In the scope of things, I know nothing. But if we're talking about Call of Duty World at War or something like that, I may be smarter than 90% of people because I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
That's in the scope of things. That's why I hate when people say, "Oh, I'm very smart." Like,
I know everything. Yeah. No, you
yeah,
don't.
like just you saying you're smart, it proves you're not. Like,
Cody's decorating his room. He's gonna have those glow in the dark stars again. Bringing back the
I'm gonna
90s,
Mother
baby.
Goose glasses.
Oh my god, nostalgia's real.
Brandon, what do you got? You got any dreams, hopes, wishes?
Oh shit. So I guess, you know, doing the job that or the career that I'm in now was one, like, literally the biggest dream I could ever fucking try for. But
Yeah, if Cody did it right. First of all, congratulations from playing with sticks back in the backyard and making it a job career as of right now.
I tell people this all the time. He's the youngest sibling outside of a different gender. Well, obviously we have a younger sister, but us, we're all 1 year apart from each other. So we all grew up with each other right there. And yeah, Corey, Brandon was playing with sticks in the backyard, shooting imaginary people. So like, to know you've had that dream since you were like 9 or 8 years old, to go and follow through with it is incredible.
It's impressive. It absolutely is.
You know, I mean, dreams I've had that I was like, nope.
Yeah.
Oh,
Too much work.
Nope.
so
yeah, first off, props to you, Brandon.
Thanks. But now that I'm getting older, the career is coming to a close. I'm halfway there. So I need to start thinking of doing other stuff, and which is mainly like one, why I'm glad Sean and I started the YouTube channel in the first place. One, obviously I'm normally probably states away or whatever. Luckily I'm 4 hours away from you guys, but I can't be there every weekend. So this is what we got. And that's mainly just to connect with you guys. So honestly, like, I don't really have any more dreams outside of what I am trying to pursue right now. Like, we got the graveyard. Now we got Manic Minds. Like, I'm pretty fulfilled as of right now. Like,
Fulfilled.
Fulfilled. I'm pretty fulfilled.
I will say something that I've noticed about you, Brandon. Like we mentioned, your dream was always being in the Army. Didn't know what class or what. You just wanted to be in the Army in some way, shape, or form. You did that. Now you're a recruiter. And to me, that's an outside perspective. How you feel is, I don't know, because that's you, Brandon, but it doesn't seem like you like it nearly as much anymore.
True. Yeah.
And so obviously you get your joy and your happiness with connecting with us, doing your hobbies and stuff. So where am I going with this?
I don't know.
Chase happiness. And if you're so hell-bent on it, like another famous person, smarter than me, said, do what you love. And if you do it well enough, there's always going to be someone willing to spend money on it.
Yeah, absolutely. So Cody's trying to get away from the topic. You got any dreams, hopes?
Me?
Yeah, you're part of this video.
Yeah.
Now you're just trying in everyone else's. You haven't thrown your own in yet.
I have dreams and hopes, goals, but it's more so right now. I realize you have to achieve small goals to accomplish a whole. So right now, I'm just trying to chip away at small things, quit smoking weed, no more monsters or pop, trying to get a little healthier. I do want to go to school for programming. I've been dabbling in a little bit of programming at my work right now, and I love doing that. It intrigues me. It keeps my interest the whole 8 hours if I'm on it. So I do want to go for a little bit of programming in school. And then, like Corey said, sports beasts and ballers on a budget. We already have a hobby we love. If we just start making money off of it, it'd come full circle.
Dude.
But if I also kept this as a hobby, not making money, and then my other job was programming, as long as I'm happy and making good enough money to support me and my family, that's all that matters to me. like I said, programming right now is where my mind goes to instantly if I want to up my education level. So yeah, right now it would just be going to a school for programming and just keep working on this Ballers on a Budget channel and Sports Beast, obviously.
So my next part, my part two for this is, what is everybody doing to try to accomplish whatever goal you mentioned? So
What are those small steps?
For example, you know, obviously I'm going back to school for something I want to do. Almost said re-enlisting. I'm not that good. Basically, I finished the certificate, found out that's what I wanted to do, and I'm going back for another 2 years, starting in May. Obviously, we do the play calling on Sports Beast. I'm tagging people like The Rock. I'm going to be tagging, even if this gets me nothing,
You got to put it out there.
there's always a chance. Even if it, there's always that what if in the back of my mind. What if they do see this and they're like, hey, that is pretty cool.
Another
If I do
quote.
it and nothing happens, I'm in the same exact spot of where I am now. But if I do it and something does come of it, to me, that's a huge win, obviously. And then before even all of this, I stopped drinking. I haven't drank in probably a year now. I'll have one or two, or I had one or two probably 4 or 5 months ago. But aside from that, I don't drink just so I can focus on everything that I'm trying to do. Whether it's putting stuff together, visuals. I'm working on the commercials that we're trying to put together. Obviously, if you've seen the stream, you've seen them. But I do want to get better at those. So I'm constantly thinking my other channel, Sports Beast channel, and trying to build that. I have the merch. I'm buying stuff to promote myself and put my other stuff out there as well. No, does anybody else have anything like that?
Yeah, so and every now and again, like I'll take a couple of days off or even a week off of no video games, no recording. Or if I do play video games, it's with my soldier at the office, and we just, like yesterday, we just fucked around on Battlefield.
Yo, he was going hard on that live too. Like 3 hours in, you could tell he was drinking. He got and everybody knows when I say this, he got like Terry emotional. He did. But sorry to interrupt you. I was thinking about that all night too.
Like, and then I only take off a couple of days here and there just so I don't get burnt out of it, which I probably won't ever get burnt out of playing video games because, again, it's a hobby that I like to do, and why not show and my experiences of the game and how shitty I'm at. And I realize that at video games, like trying to find a puzzle, trying to solve this, I'm like, I can't fucking do it. Like, whatever.
No, but those couple of days off, just kind of reset your mind, gives you a little bit of a break. Everybody needs a break, no matter what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and I love it. I've played video games for years now, and just that one sliver of somebody to pay me to fucking play video games.
That's why, and I don't want to push nothing on you, but. And I've always heard you say, like, you're not going back to school or anything, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
But if you went to school for something like, you can create video games. You can Full Sail, and I use this as an example because it's what I know. Full Sail has an entire.
They have a video game thing. I looked at it.
Yeah, they have an entire section not only dedicated to video games, even if you didn't want to create them, you can run competitions. So like the Fortnite, where they get together in a big stadium, they put up a bunch of screens. You could be the one setting those up.
Mm.
Like
You can be the
esports tournaments.
manager of,
That'd be
yeah, you could
nice.
be the manager of the pretty much the gaming industry, which I think is awesome because whether you like it or not, no matter how old you are, video games are getting bigger and bigger and bigger every single year. It
Oh yeah.
will be, no matter how much you don't want it in there, Madden, NBA, Fortnite, they will be part of the Olympics one day.
Yeah, I mean, granted, I don't think it is a sport. I mean, unless you want to consider a sport a competition in any sense, then yeah. But okay, now I lost what I was going. Never mind.
I think that's where they're going with it though. Like if it's competition, it's the premise behind any sport. It's a competition between a mass of individuals that have one common goal.
Yeah, I
Which
mean, you're trying to find the
dog shit
best
out of
of the
someone.
best, whoever can play Fortnite the best, and if they can give them a medal, that's what they're going to do. That's the whole. Aside from the fact that you're sitting down and playing a game, it's the same as football. It's the same as basketball. It's the same as long javelin or whatever, spear throwing, whatever it's called.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. Yes, some people may not consider it a sport, but it's a fact that the video game industry brings in more revenue than the music and movie industries combined. Money runs the world, so yes, video games will be more prevalent no matter how you feel about them.
And that's all anybody cares about is money. If you bring in money, boom, you got a spot in the Olympics.
And
I,
I'm not trying to
bringing
disparage
views.
anybody with like any athletes who like train their whole lives to be the best of the best, like Olympic level, but like the people like who do the esports thing on a global, national or global scale, like the amount of training and hours that go into that shit, like it's
Mhm.
astronomical. I couldn't even fathom doing that.
I
Yeah,
mean, you're
I
almost
saw, I
So
saw,
many skills.
yeah, I saw a video of, I forget what team it was because I wasn't really paying attention, but there was a team training for one of those competitions, those video game competitions, and they literally all lived in a house, and they had a manager, somebody outside who would bring them food and basically remind them to go to the bathroom and just kind of hold their place so they could shower or something. Basically, keep them alive while they were playing this video game.
So all their
And like
focus could
it's
be
yeah,
on.
keep them on task.
yeah, exactly. They're there to play the video game, and they're paying somebody else to kind of help them out on the stuff that I don't say that you don't need to do because you need to eat, but if you're a
They
video game,
basically
that's all you're focused on is the video games.
Like the ridiculous side of that, it reminds it's like that one episode of South Park where they get obsessed with World of Warcraft.
Yes, I just thought of that too. Mom, more hot pockets.
Bathroom,
Yeah.
bathroom.
The only person we haven't heard from, Sean, like even if you don't have anything that you're working towards, what could you do to
Right
help
now,
you get to your
I've been
goals?
working on writing stories and writing scripts, and for like short films and whatnot. I've been working on like learning new video editing software. Like right now, I'm working on DaVinci Resolve, and learning to do like the ins and outs, like, at least on a basic level, like every part of the film process. Because I don't necessarily care what part of it I'm on. I just want to be involved in film.
Yeah, that
Like
makes sense. I mean, you're pretty much in the same boat as me with sports. As long as you're working with sports or film, it doesn't
because
really matter.
I originally started learning animation, like 2D animation, and I started doing special effects makeup. That's what I was gonna be. I was gonna be a makeup artist for horror movies, and then eventually I started falling in love with like the actually filmmaking part of it.
The
So
process. Yeah, I mean it.
as long as I'm in there, I'm cool. Like I just want to.
Yeah, yeah. I think once you get your foot in the door somewhere, you'll figure out what you want to be doing. But I think learning all parts of it is kind of a cool process.
And like if I can like spearhead my own situation, like with the channel, but the YouTube channel was originally like the whole Mad Bastard Entertainment thing. Originally, if we didn't use it for that, that was gonna be I was gonna start that as my production company.
Which honestly,
I
you
still
can
can't.
still do.
Like after he changed the name, I'm reusing it on with another channel with a buddy from work who's also doing the film thing. So we're trying to start something there, and I figure if I can spearhead as much any part of this, like be in charge of this enough to where I can bring my friends along, cool. Because I
Yeah.
know I'm sure you idiots would probably jump at a chance to just be stupid on camera or be
Oh,
involved in writing this stuff and
I do it
it's
every
like
week.
Right?
because
Yeah.
I'm not the best writer. I'm not like I can't write dialogue to save my damn life. But,
Yeah, but Quentin
like
Tarantino wasn't the best writer when he first started either.
no, he's one of my favorites. Like he's easily top three of my favorite directors. But man, and I can't think of an actual bad movie he's made. So
No, I mean it's just repetition and trying to put out your best work possible. I mean that's really all it
yeah,
is.
And it's cliche, but we've all heard the thing, practice makes perfect.
Yo,
yeah,
Cody, something you said, I think it was last week in last week's episode. Surround yourself with why nots.
yeah. We were both talking about that.
Yeah, that
Instead of
stuck with me so hard.
surround yourself with why nots instead of why.
And I've been doing that for like the past, well, since we've been doing the channel, but I've really been, digging deeper this year, harder than I ever have. Like all I talk about is the XFL right now because it's all that we do and how to get better at what I'm doing. And even if you're talking to me, some part of me is gonna start talking about what I do every Sunday or what I want to do or what I'm trying to work on or trying to just build a bigger goal.
Another
Like
quote. I need to start remembering who says these quotes so I can sound myself a little bit smarter. I don't know who said it, but it was there's three different types of people in this world. The lower tier people will talk about other people. The second tier people talks about events and things, and the highest tier people talks about ideas. If that makes sense to you guys, like it does. If we're talking about people, that's doing us no good. We're ingesting the wrong information as is. You know what I mean? Like now, we're talking about ideas. We're talking about our goals. We're talking about what we want to achieve. We're putting it out there. So I just think we've all come a long way for sure.
oh, absolutely. No, and I think speaking of quotes, I don't normally quote people, but Elon Musk, I don't know how long ago, but he said everybody has a good ideas. Everybody's got ideas. You just got to surround yourself with good people. You have good people, you get them talking, you're going to come up with something.
Yeah, you get a bunch of people talking about ideas in one room. You guys will, even if you guys all have a bunch of dumb ideas, as a group, you guys will eventually get an amazing idea that could be world changing. That's how these things happen. What are they called? Focus groups?
Yeah.
There's just
there's
brainstorm sessions.
Storm sessions. Yes, that's exactly what they are.
Storm sessions. It's brainstorm session.
Oh, okay. Yeah, storm
session. Who brought the thunder?
Thunder, some lightning.
I'm just fucking with you. Get in the truck.
Speaking of quotes, John William Scott. I know who said that one.
Oh, that's so funny. But no, I just kind of wanted to get everybody talking because I do it all the time. Like I'm always trying to be a little bit better than I was yesterday. And I haven't been doing it for a long time. But, I figured I'm going back to school. Why not try to better my life? That sounds weird.
It doesn't. Sit back and say, why better my life? And then sit back and say, why not better my life? It's a world of difference.
Yeah, absolutely. And everybody's gonna hate you for it, but I think that's
Fuck
that's
'em.
something we'll eventually get over. Yeah.
The only person you need to please is yourself.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Well, that was pretty much the topic. I think we did a hell of a job on this episode. If you guys don't have anything else to talk about.
Uh, you mentioned the with the whole bettering yourself thing every day, and it just reminded me there's a thing like they've done studies on this for a bunch of different industries called the Kaizen method. Or is basically the
What'd you
idea
call me?
behind it is like improve yourself 1%, like improve like 1% every day. Like just little improvements
Mhm.
makes more difference than trying to just throw yourself into the deep end. And
Oh yeah, because a lot of people are. It's just like going to the gym. Obviously, I don't go to the gym.
that was a big
Know.
one.
But
Yeah.
you go to the gym 3 days, you're expecting to see abs. You're expecting to see traps like Goldberg used to have. Like you're expecting to look like Brock Lesnar in 3 days, and it just doesn't happen.
I already do.
I don't have the money for that many steroids.
Yeah, do you see the disgust in Brandon's face when Cody said, "I already do"?
I know. Like the most disappointed parent I've ever had.
Yeah, he's like, "You shut your mouth."
The Kaizen method. I like that. I've never heard of that. I like it.
There's books been written about it. There was a podcast about it on the Art of Manliness. Um, but I think it started with the automotive industry. Like they were having people like instead of like building the cars on the assembly line and then troubleshooting shit, they would stop the entire line to fix things as it went along. It seemed like it would slow things down, but it improved production and productivity like immensely. I can't remember the numbers on that, but like they something that started with like Toyota or one of those like one of the Japanese brands.
Okay.
I mean, it makes sense. You fix the problem as it arises, or make it better as you see fit, instead of produce 1,000 cars, figure out what the problem was. Now you got to find what happened,
Recall.
where.
Which
Yeah,
which was the big problem. Like they were like they were about to shut down several factories just because of that. Like they were letting out bad cars and
That's
wasting all the time in product.
if you worked in most factory places, Sean, I don't know. I know you worked in a factory. Well, I think we all have at one point, maybe not Brandon, because he achieved his dream pretty early.
yeah.
But there's this thing. Well, I dealt in the food industry factory wise. So there were things called critical control points. You look at the whole process, you find out where one thing's wrong, you fix it right there. You implement a critical control point.
Hey, bitch, that means pickles.
Sort the good and the bad right here. Don't wait for it to get out to the customers, then have to sort it. Hazard analysis critical control points are the same thing based on a safety side. You don't wait for someone to get injured. You try to fix it right there so there's no lost time. It's a very smart business plan.
Yeah, that's basically like I'm just a cog in the wheel of my factory. So I mean, it's just, but we're quality checking parts all the time because our stuff goes out to Ford and John Deere, and now we're doing stuff for High Point. So I mean, we got to make sure that stuff's good coming at leaving
And there are times, I'm positive, because I'm in quality as well at my position, there are times where you have to implement a new system to stop bad parts from going out.
Yeah.
So therefore, it does seem like it's going to slow production down a little bit while you get this sorted out. But in the long run, you're going to be better in the end.
Yep.
The Kaizen method. Okay.
I'll send you the link to that podcast episode in the chat so you can check that out.
Okay, I'm down. I would love that actually.
Brandon, you got anything to add before we wrap it up?
Nope, I don't.
All right.
Well,
my name is Corey. That's it for this episode. Obviously, you can find me on Facebook and YouTube, Sports Beast, SPORTZ Beast. on both, like I said, Facebook and YouTube. Cody?
I'm Cody. You can find me on Sports Beast with that guy over there. Occasionally, a lot of the times, however you want to put it. But yeah, I feature in there, that's for sure. Ballers on the Budget, my main channel, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, occasional TikTok, but you know how TikTok be.
Sean?
You can find me at the graveyard on YouTube, and probably more places to come later. But
Facebook as well, for sure.
I'm never on there, so
Okay, I just seen Brandon's post today, so I just know.
yeah, he's been handling the Facebook stuff too, because I've never really messed with the Facebook videos.
Brandon, wrap it up.
All right. So my name's Brandon. You can find me at the graveyard on YouTube, Facebook. Hopefully more to come. Also, Manic Minds, Sports Beast, Ballers on a Budget. And I'm with that guy. That one. I don't know. In my screen, it's Hiradu.
You're right.
For me anyways. Who are you pointing to?
John.
In my screen, the one that's actually recording, that's Cody.
I was pointing toward Corey. He's right next to me.
Oh, okay.
Who I'm pointing toward on Corey's screen, but
all right. Anyways, hey, check us out on Facebook, YouTube at The Graveyard. We'll catch you in the next one.
Good shit.